11Alive News at 6 p.m. starts now.
We're going to begin tonight with breaking news just coming into the newsroom just hours ago. 5 people shot in a home in southeast Atlanta. This is a live look at the scene right now on Redford Drive. Police say some of those victims have been taken to the hospital. And right now the details are limited, and we're working to try to find out the condition of those hurt. Be sure to stay with 11Alive on air and online as we continue to bring more news and more information into the newsroom. Also developing right now, Atlanta police are still investigating after an overnight shooting on Decatur Street Northwest lands one person in the hospital. It happened just after 1 this morning. A 32-year-old man is in critical condition at Grady Hospital after police say some people were involved in some sort of shootout with each other. Investigators are looking at the camera footage to find out exactly what took place. At this time, police have not indicated a motive for that shooting. Also developing right now, we're working to learn more about a woman who's in critical condition after being struck by multiple cars. So here's what we know right now. Police say it happened around 1 o'clock in the morning on Campbellton Road. Officers say the woman was struck by those multiple cars, and tonight there is no word yet on any possible charges or even suspects. Well, almost a month ago, Hamas invaded a community in Israel, killing hundreds of civilians and sparking a war. It has now polarized communities all around the globe. But one local organization wants people to also focus on the most vulnerable and innocent casualties. 11Alive's Erica Murphy has more.
A local Muslim organization wants to illustrate just how tragic the Israel-Hamas war has been, and they're using children's shoes to do just that.
Now each shoe pair shows 100 kids that have lost their lives. They could have been there, they should have been here, but these lives are gone. 200 of them were toddlers, not even toddlers, they were babies under the age of 1.
There are 400 pairs of children's shoes right at the center of Alpharetta's town square. 400. And resident Ahmad Sabah says his relatives are among them.
I'm a Palestinian who lost 4 members of his family exactly 24 days ago in Nablus, not in the Gaza Strip, in the West Bank, by settlers who killed those 4 young ones.
This banner that you see behind me contains the names of 250 children who have already perished in this conflict. But organizers of today's demonstration tell me they would need several more of these to illustrate the thousands of names of all of the children who have died thus far.
We didn't have enough space on the banner. There could have been 16 banners, and still we wouldn't have been able to put all the names on those banners.
Mansour says she is hoping that laying out all of the kids' shoes in an area that's highly trafficked by Alpharetta's community, it will bring awareness to the most vulnerable and innocent lives of both Jewish and Israeli children who have perished. Reporting from Alpharetta, Erica Murphy, 11Alive News.
And as a call for ceasefire continues in the Israel-Hamas war, Saturday groups held pro-Palestinian rallies across our country, in cities across our country. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says there will be no temporary ceasefire until all the hostages held by Hamas are returned. 1,400 Israelis have been killed since that attack last month, and more than 9,000 in Gaza have been killed in that war. All right, let's get now to meteorologist Melissa North. She joins us tonight, and I tell you, today was a beautiful day out there, but I know we need some rain, right?
We really need some rain, Ron, but I think on a lot of people's minds right now is how dark it is outside already. Yeah. 5:42 sunset, first day of Standard Time. Welcome to Standard Time. If you had toddlers like I did, you were up before the crack of dawn this morning with that time change. They knew no difference, and your body probably didn't either. We've got sunset tomorrow, 5:41, so just keep in the back of your mind, your commute home tomorrow evening is going to look a lot different. That sun's going to be hanging low on the bottom of the horizon, and that sun glare will likely cause more brake lights on the roads. This evening, we're falling back now that the sun is down through the 60s to the upper 50s by 10 o'clock tonight. But as Ron mentioned, we really need some rain. It's now been 16 days since we've had any measurable rain in Atlanta. And I want to talk about that for a minute, because it looks like this week may finally be the week when we have a slightly more promising chance of some rain. Now, it's not going to be a watch out for everybody, but the forecast track keeping us dry all the way through Thursday. But by the time we get to Thursday. Moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico and from our west will finally bring us a slightly better chance of some rain late on Friday. So I think Friday starts dry, but it's Friday afternoon, evening, and even into Saturday. We'll track our next decent chance of some rain across North Georgia. But until then, things are dry. They get warmer day by day. We really need rain. We've had a lot of wildfires this weekend that are still ongoing because of how dry it is. We have all those leaves falling, which is adding more fuel to the fire. Tomorrow morning starts chilly, but nowhere near as cold as we were last week after Halloween. Down to 48 in the city. Mid-40s in those suburbs, North Georgia mountains, a low in mid-40s. A lot of sunshine tomorrow like we saw today. Quick warm up through the morning hours with the dry air in place. By lunchtime, pushing 70, topping out about 75 for that forecast high on Monday, which is well above average. So tomorrow's going to be a warm day. Keeps getting warmer from there through the next few days to start the week, up to 79 Wednesday, increase in clouds Thursday. There's our chance of rain Friday and into Veterans Day over the weekend.
All right, Melissa, thanks a lot for the update there. Happening tomorrow, we will hear more testimony in the investigation into alleged abuse and neglect in Georgia's foster care system. Senator John Ossoff will lead that. So far, a juvenile court judge testified that DFACS close cases early to boost statistics. And then that judge also says the agency is presenting a false sense of effectiveness in our state's foster care system, saying kids in juvenile detention do not get adequate counseling or Medicare. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children found between 2018 and last year nearly 1,800 children in DFACS care were reported missing. And we've also heard from experts out there who testified about systemic failures within the system.
Ultimately, these are questions of safety and well-being. So children who we misassess and we don't actually understand their safety needs, we may leave in an unsafe situation.
In a letter, DFACS responded to those alleged missing children, saying the Senate subcommittee never shared that information with the agency. They say it is not clear if those numbers account for the children who were recovered or aged out and refused to sign back into the foster care system. Well, the next hearing is tomorrow morning. Of course, we're going to bring you that update as soon as it comes in. Also happening tomorrow, 61 people indicted on racketeering charges connected to the Stop Cop City movement are expected to be arraigned. Monday morning, defendants will formally hear the charges against them, and they're going to enter their plea. Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr announced that the grand jury indictment in August charging them with racketeering and using violence to try to stop construction of Atlanta's Public Safety Training Center. And he's accused the group of throwing Molotov cocktails at officers, setting fires to police vehicles, and damaging construction equipment. Tonight, we're getting a look at what you can expect during the Atlanta City Council meeting tomorrow, which includes addressing an issue with the Atlanta fire. The City Council will meet to discuss authorizing more than $16 million to acquire brand new equipment, including new engines for more aerial trucks and a new platform truck as well. Now, this is really significant because at last check, the department was down about 8 fire engines and 9 ladder trucks. Atlanta Fire also recently had to temporarily shut down 3 fire stations. Well, tonight, a new report from the USDA shows that the largest increase in food insecurity since 2008, the Great Recession. 11Alive's Grace King shows us how nonprofit organizations in Atlanta are trying to handle the demand.
It's all the result of families dealing with the economic pressure of inflation and really struggling to meet all of their basic needs.
It's a record-breaking time at the Atlanta Community Food Bank.
Just recently, we had our largest distribution day ever, a reflection of the amount of demand that's out there.
CEO Kyle Wade says they're helping 230,000 families a month. That's about 40% more than they helped 18 months ago.
What that translates into day to day is more kids, more seniors, more families who are having to rely upon charitable food just to make it through the day.
He doesn't think that demand will slow down soon.
If anything, the data next year is going to go up even more, show a more significant increase.
The nonprofits the food bank partners with see that need every day.
In 2019, we would have given away at most about 1 ton of food per day. Now we're up to 5 tons of food per day.
Must Ministries President and CEO Ike Reichert says they're helping more people because there are fewer resources.
As government funding is running out for many programs that were resourced during the pandemic, those funds are going away, but the needs are not. All of it's coming together to create the perfect storm for the families that were already living on the margins. Now it's pushing them over the edge.
King reporting for us tonight. By the way, for more details on how you can help out, just head to our website, 11alive.com. Well, a coffee house that's been a staple in the Atlanta community for more than a decade is now shutting its doors. Hodgepodge Coffee House on Moreland Avenue posted this message right here on social media that it will close on December 31st. In the post, management says it's because of a significant rent hike and they cannot afford to renew the lease. The owners of the 12-year-old shop also say that they have tried to keep up with the price increases while also increasing the pay for its workers. Tonight, the overcrowding crisis continues at the DeKalb Animal Shelter. Shelter officials say the dog population has continued to rise instead of decreasing. Right now, there are 533 dogs in the shelter and they need adoption. They need that population down to 450. Now, these are some of the dogs. They need homes immediately, folks. So right now, adoption fees are $25 and trial adoptions are also available. Well, this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade featuring some new characters out there, some of the traditional as well. The balloons include Peanuts, Snoopy, Kung Fu Panda, the Pillsbury Doughboy, and Uncle Dan from Illumination. The parade will be held on Thanksgiving morning, featuring 25 balloons, 30 floats, and 17 big-name music talents and 9 marching bands. The crowd can also expect to see special appearances from stars from back in the day like Cher, Brandy, and Belle Biv DeVoe.